Hello, thanks for intro, Serge. My name is René. I'm normally working for Flexoptix, bright orange. I like this color. I'm also chairman of the board from the Global NOC Alliance, and normally we are supporting NOC meetings or people that want to organize a NOC in different countries. We are supporting with software and also mentoring, etc. And then we had this one day, like the 24th of February, changed everything, I think, globally. It was a huge impact we had, and like the war started, done. And happens also right now, and that's a bad thing. I'm doing a lot of things inside of this community. This is my second family, and I live this second family, and I'm happy to work in this community. And I have, for myself, a claim, means I don't think in borders, I don't think in races, I don't think in colors or in borders. That's the reason why I supporting a lot of people, a lot of communities globally. And also a friend of mine posted at Facebook, hey, I got a truck, I want to go to Ukraine. I had a pickup station for some humanitarian goods. Who wants to join? So I said, okay. We're talking to Falco, who's a good friend of mine. We got boost trucks, the 40 tons and the 7.5 tons truck, and we started. The first trip I had without this Keep Ukraine Connected in my mind was like normal humanitarian goods. Food, Red Cross stuff, clothes, etc. So we was driving from Berlin the whole way to Ukraine border, Kochovar and Przemysl, 11 hours with only 2 hours nap in Krakow on the main street, loud in the morning. We met after the border, or between the borders, we met some people from other association from the Ukrainian part. And we was driving back to back with the trucks and handled everything over from my truck to the other truck and from the 40 tons also. And then when the trucks was empty, they opened some random gates and saying, oh, you can go, 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 go. And then we was in Poland to give them back without customs on the Ukrainian side. But my buddy, Patrick, forgot his passport. And we are leaving European borders. Means a normal personal ID doesn't work, when you're crossing the other border to Ukraine. So we need to stay between the borders, between Poland and Ukraine, and needs to wait for approval from the Ukrainian side, from the head of the shift, and to say, okay, it's okay, he can go, blah, blah, blah. And at this point, I had one of my hardest minutes or hours. It was 2-3 weeks after the war started, was mid of March. And a lot of Ukrainian women's moms was leaving Ukraine to Poland with kids, babies, teenagers. And it was weird for myself. It was like, I'm getting like huge. It was hard, and I cried in the truck. Done. I don't want to be in this situation, or I don't want to have any one of us in this situation. A war is a bad thing. And I was shocked, and when I was coming back after we deloaded the trucks, etc., I arranged a board call with Nishal, with Corinne, with Sanda, with Florence, and also with Jan. I shared my impressions and my experience. It was like, I need to talk to someone, And we decided we need to help, and we can help, we can support. But how? I don't know. At this time, we started Keep Ukraine Connected as our own task force in the Global NOC Alliance bubble. We had a vision. The only thing we want to support, you know? And right now it's a big bang, it's crazy. Yes, we used our contacts like Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, blah, 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 and posted, hey guys, we created a task force. When you have equipment, ship it to René's house. At the first time it was good. The reason was I had, a couple days later, I left my house to Rust for CloudFest. But after 2 days I got some pictures from my wife and she was a little bit unhappy, upset, I don't know. She was sending pictures with pallets of equipment arrived, used equipment, new equipment, antennas, etc., etc. And the point is, this is like, at some point I was back, I was also by myself shocked, like, oh, it was like only Facebook without anything, you know, and you're getting equipment to your house and people are trusting you. You want to do something with it, you know? And at this point I shared these pictures also with Jan and Sander and oh, it's a lot. So, and also when 3 guys working like Jan, Sander and me together, normally it's a good combination, but at sometimes we lost our organization level or whatever. We was completely overloaded with incoming mails of donations and requests from the Ukrainian people and friends, and Natalie joined. And I'm, again, absolutely thankful for all your work, Natalie. You did an amazing job to say, guys, stop. No outgoing emails, nothing. We need to talk, we need to find a structure, bam. And this is like, at some point I had no space in my backyard, nothing. And I need to move a couple of these boxes to make my wife a little bit happier. And yeah, this is an example, this is our tennis, like how it works there. Here, new antennas and new switches. You can see some cool Juniper stuff here. And yes, it's good to have these boxes in the next warehouse or whatever, or next garden or whatever, but you need to track everything, you know. And Sander did an amazing job, like in 1-2 nights. He created in 2 nights 8 coordinator. It's open source, it's available at GitHub. When you want to track your donations or whatever and requests, you can use it. GitHub, download, install, use it. The idea behind this tool is, what we are trying is not only to support or help, we also want to build up a blueprint. A blueprint to say, okay, this is a war, I see this war, I don't call it war, it's a disaster for me. And when I see it from this perspective, what we can do with this experience is like build up a blueprint. What do you mean? With this tool and this experience, we can support all kinds of disasters. You have every time the same procedure. Logistics cannot work, no hardware can go into the country, etc., etc. And with our experience, with integrates this community, this local community, activates this local community, and be only the link between the local community in the disaster region and the big proper vendors. We have this context, and we know everyone, you know? It's very simple for us. So, and then we started with this supply and demand tool. Danke, Markus. We have the possibility, at the first, we need to register donators, pinged us. Hey, create an account, please, for me. Okay, no problem. So 1 times, 2 times, cool, but 10 times a day, uncool. So we automate this also with our own login screen for the donators and also for the requesters. This is the version 1. It was a easy standard database, like everything you can see, it's in, requester can see what is donated, donators can see what was claimed, and this is a version 2 with the own registration form. And this is a version 2, it's like the next step. You can see how many pieces of this like the rack or like mini smart switch, it's arrived or it was offered. You can see also this amount. Then you can see also from the donor perspective how many pieces are claimed by requesters. And you can see also what is rejected and it's received at the requester or whatever. This is also the request perspective, requester view. And you can see also, like as a donor, you can exactly see who requested or claimed it. We want to make sure we can talk or a donor can come to us and ask us, hey dude, I shipped a lot of switches to you. I want to have information about who got this, you know, which region or whatever. And right now we have the possibility, we can export it. Natalie is also a friend of the tool with our manual compare matching yesterday. And yes, we have also the possibility to, like when a requester was requesting, like as an example, a 24-port switch with 2 uplink ports, etc., from only example, like from Cisco, but we had to have this exactly compare equipment like from Cisco, you know, or for Juniper. And then we can go to the requester and say, hey, it's not the same vendor what you wanted and request it, but we have other one, but it's compare, it's the same tech. You want to have it. It's also good to have this tool, it's cool, but what you're doing with all this information, what you're doing with all these boxes you've stored in a warehouse or in a garden or in a backyard or whatever. And by the way, I had a conversation with Markus, who's one of the founders of Flexoptix and also my boss. He asked me how many video calls or how many telephone conferences you had. 2. 2. One founding video call and one video call when you joined to introduce you and everything. Everything is based on internet communication, is based on Telegram, based on Signal chats, is based on Facebook Messenger. And also, we need a destination, what we are doing with this donated equipment. And then we pinged the Ministry of Digital Transformation in Ukraine. This ministry mentioned you need to work with DEPS together. DEPS is a distribution company. They are doing, I think, over 30 years right now. Business in Ukraine is a trusted company by the ministry. And then we are working also with a community in Ukraine, with the Ukrainian Internet Association. And then also Natalia is also chair of the content owner and APPK. And yes, and right now, why we are doing it? It's very, very simple. I did this presentation also during the RIPE meeting, and Emil from RIPE NCC started with an overview from the Atlas Pro perspective, etc. And Ukraine is one of the high-level countries with internet connectivity. Like in January 2021, 85% of the citizens of the population in Ukraine had access to internet, like fixed line internet, like ISP, FTTH, etc., and also mobile connectivity. It's amazing. Also, we have, as an example, 10 million Facebook users there. We have also like 7.3 million of Instagram users there. And why we are doing it? We got some pictures from our friends in Ukraine. It's like, you see, this is like the end of March. And you see these guys are splicing the fibers in the, yeah? There's an office from a news channel. You see these guys, and you can see here, they're preparing, they're splicing the fibers in front of a tank. I don't want to be in this situation, but they're doing a good job. Like we bought also a splice a couple of weeks ago. It was directly shipped to Kharkiv, to the occupied and destroyed region. Sorry, it's not so high resolution, and you can see it. This is amazing. They're doing this job, and this is one of the last 5G towers in Mariupol. And it's cool to have the database. It's cool to have all this information, to have partners in the disaster region. But also, we wanted to do something. And then we had a project. The project was like, hey, René, we have SSE-10 in Ljubljana, and you need to pick up stuff in Prague. You need to pick up stuff in Wien and Vienna and also Klagenfurt, and then you can come down with a truck to Ljubljana. Then you can go back to Brno, pick up stuff again. Then you're going back to Poland, pick up stuff there in Krakow, and then you can go and leave the Polish side directly to Ukraine. So it was all in. I had 3,100-ish kilometers. I was active driving 44 hours with a truck. 80 kilometers per hour is like a nightmare. And before I started, I was picking up some stuff, as an example, from B6 Berlin Commercial Internet Exchange, then from a lot of switches. I think it was 280 switches. From the Technical University at CEDAT in Berlin. And then, yeah, exactly, empty house, happy Wi-Fi. And sorry for the cigarette, it was only a short break. But you can see here it's nearly full. And then I was leaving Berlin to Czech Republic to meet Andre and Sergey. The first thing, we had some donation, a lot of donations of routers and Wi-Fi antennas, access points, etc. from CSETNIC. Then I was going to southern part of Prague to meet Sergey again to pick up stuff. Then we had to stop over at the gas station to refill my tank, and Adam called me, yeah, okay, I'm coming over. And he came over with also antennas and a couple of switches. Then, and by the way, Sergey joined me for this ride from Prague to Ljubljana. And only for the record. The reason is we started with 18 degrees or 20 degrees in Klagenfurt. And Sergey mentioned, we can skip this Graz-Vienna thing. We can be shorter, 60 kilometers shorter way when we're going straight and cross the Alps. Yeah, but it's a truck fully loaded with 2,500 kilograms of equipment. And then also, when you're going up, at some points you need to go down. And it was like 3 kilometers, but we need a lot of time. It was like 3 kilometers per hour and brakes and brakes. It was a good, amazing time with ice roads. And then I arrived in Ljubljana. We loaded also our first splicer we bought from donated money. Also, we had here some donated service from Six Connect, and the requester for it was UANET, Dimitri Kochmayuk, and as an example, 14 pallets full of equipment on the way to Ukraine. And then you can see this. It looks good, but it's 2 lanes full of trucks. And when you see like 7 trucks in front of me, means this can be 7, but also 14 hours of waiting time to come around or see the next corner to the scale. And these are some pictures from border crossing. This is like when you've seen I was arrived on 11:30 before lunch, and I crossed the Polish border to Ukraine 6:20. And I have no problems with clearing with paperwork or whatever. I had 4 times 80 sheets what they needed. And the thing is, I lost a lot of time during waiting in the truck queue. And yeah, then we had a meeting point arranged, like the gas station behind the border. And then we deloaded our my truck into the DEPS truck. And yeah, happy faces. I was really, really thankful to got this stuff It wasn't possible at this time, and also right now, it's very, very difficult to get some equipment into the country with normal UPS or FedEx. Doesn't work. They have no service there right now. And what happened afterwards? Sander scripted like requests from the database, and we can grab the data, can push it directly on a WordPress site, on our website. Everyone can see what are these specific requests from Ukrainian infrastructures, and multi-language like Ukrainian and also English. A complete website. We had added a multi-language tool, and our daily work. What we are doing normally? It's right now. It's like we had only idea, and we had only one thing we wanted to help. Collecting equipment from friends and customers, etc. And at some point, I need to say. I want to have fun, but right now I have proper conversations with the European Commission and blah, 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 government, etc., to say how we can work together, There are like, not the techies, they don't understand what is this switch or this switch. They're thinking this is a box and we can ship it and done, you know what I mean? And yes, we worked very, very long on a stable system, means how we can automate this process, like with requesting donation and how it match, how we can have an automatic run, etc. We have a lot of conversations, and right now we are in a situation, we are aware about this. When you're getting stuff from US, it's possible you need to pay import fee. And when you're talking about 14 or 15 pallets from, as an example, from a big content provider with around 15 millions of USDs amount, it can be hard to fix this tax import. I can't do it. So right now we are working on a solution with the governments and like Dutch government also to find solutions with our status of charity with the Global Alliance. And we have also conversations with partners. Like yesterday, we had a call, Jan and me. We had a call with Access Now. They're supporting us. Normally, they're doing this tracking of internet shutdowns, etc. And they gave us a lot of good, really good feedback. And I'm sure we can also work closer on a cooperation or whatever, but we need to see how it works in the next couple of days. I will have a couple of conversations with the Polish government and Ukrainian government. Right now, we are fixed on the Ukrainian side. We have high-level contacts there, and everybody in the Ministry of Telecommunication and Digital Transformation knows exactly what we are doing. But Polish side, it's my challenge, or our challenge, real. It's a proper challenge. And yeah, and we have also this normal life, like wife, kids. Who is behind the task force? Trust me, guys, I'm happy you're saying, hey, René, you're doing a good stuff. Yeah, thanks. But not only me, it's a team. This is what I mention every time. Without a team behind, it isn't possible to have success or to build up a real cool thing. Yeah? And Corinne, she's doing like texting and blogs and graphics and marketing stuff. Natalie, thanks again. Happy. Yeah, Natalie is our org genius. When Natalie is raising up a hand and says stop, okay, ma'am, no problem. What's up? Sander is a genius of the database. He is doing an amazing job in Python with the database, also with some applications and plugins for the website. Jan also, technical genius and is a good supporter also for requesters to find other solutions. Or so he is dealing with our splicers right now with Senia. We have a good deal. Normally you pay for this, I think it's 10K for a decent splicer. And we are paying the half of this, like 495-ish thousand. Yeah, and the driver, it's me. And since I did this presentation at Right Meeting, we have one cool guy out of the Dutch community, Eric. Eric is supporting us on a real cool way, and yeah, many thanks again for it. And yeah, happy to have you also here on board. But I was a little bit crashed yesterday, so I can't work on the presentation. Yeah. But also I will add you some also special thanks to all involved people like Natalia Kletner is doing a really good job. She is chairman of APPK. Also, she is involved in the United Ukrainian Internet Association. Then we have Bogdana, like from the regulatory authority. Dimitri, everyone, it's amazing. We have a lot of supporters on the Ukrainian side, so it's important for us to get all this real information and not this news channel information. And when I mean real information, and we're getting real information out of the occupied regions to know exactly what is the next step there needs to do. Also on our website, it's an automatic, it's an automatic procedure. We can say, okay, when you want to be, when you are a donator, we can say, okay, little thanks on our website. We can put your logo and some information about your company as a tiny thanks on our website. This is the most requested. Yes, absolutely. Right now, how much we bought? I think it's 7, 8, around 9. Yeah. So and we got a lot of money. We bought directly splicers, and they're on the way to Poland warehouse, Marcin, and then we need to respect the rules of VAR. I think in the next 2-3 weeks they have new splicers in Ukraine. Yeah. Thank you. Thanks for all your support. Also, AMS-IX, amazing. Thanks for everyone to support us, like saying, hey, geil, cool job, etc. But yeah, thanks. That's it. Any questions?
René, massive respect for what you and the team are doing for Ukraine. I have actually a burning question. Since you go through your story, how you deliver the support, my question is, what happened at the occupied territory, right? How are you planning on supporting the people in the occupied territory, and maybe you even have to have a difficult task of talking to the Russian side?
I don't know.
Did you think about?
Yes, this is my worst case. I don't want to think. I need to think about it. I don't want to think about it. The reason is, trust me, I'm praying every day to the war is stopping. You know, I have a lot of friends in Ukraine. I have a lot of friends in Belarus and also Russia. But not every Russian is a bad guy. But at this case, I don't know. What we are doing, we try to support the local infrastructure, the local NOC community, to give a possibility to rebuild part of infrastructure, you know. I don't know, when the Russians are occupying to 100%, then it's not Ukrainian, it's on a clear way. I can do, you know, what I can drive there and grab the stuff back, or I don't have a solution for it on a clear way. I don't have a solution. I can say occupied regions are back for Ukraine, or I don't know. Every day, every hour, a lot of things are changing in the Ukraine with a bullshit war, you know? And this is not a real physical war like Desert Storm in whatever, 20 years back or whatever. We are talking about a war on two different levels. You have the physical level and you have also the cyber war right now, yeah? What happens like first week of war up to end of March in different DDoS attack on infrastructures in Europe, you know, and also what we did, like the CC/TLD swap from URNet via 6 Connect immediately to say, okay, we can make sure these things, you know, but I don't have a no, I can say what happens, you know. Normally we know what happens, so.
Oh, okay, just a very quick question. We've got to wrap it up.
Sorry.
René, one last question. Do you have any idea what's happening over there with current infrastructure? And I'm talking about data centers, power generations, power plants. They are still working. They can still accommodate this equipment, so we can keep Ukraine connected, or they're bombarded. Do you have any information?
Right now, in the occupied regions, the infrastructure is nearly destroyed, like the fibers, etc. But the data centers also. We have a new challenge in Ukraine right now. They're running out of fuel and running out of diesel, you know. And that's a big issue when you have like power generators or whatever. It doesn't make sense to push to Ukraine power generators. Like we pushed, I think, 10, 14, whatever, like 3K kilowatts and 5 kilowatts and they're using for news channel, etc. for the daily information via radio and TV. But the thing is, we have detailed information what happens right now, but it's also it's not allowed to talk from the ministry about it.
Is the IX still running? The UA
yes,
IX? That's still running
yes, that's also a crazy situation in Ukraine. You have this Ukrainian Internet Association, one of the biggest, was normally in the 1 terabit club, yeah? And then you have 16 tiny versions of IXPs, you know, and right now we need to cool down this war, hopefully very, very fast. Then we sit together with the guys from the Ministry of Telecommunication and also from Digital Transformation to talk about a proper possible solution for community Ukraine by Ukrainian community-driven IXP with a multi-geo-redundant fibers out of Poland, etc. to have a real proper possibility when something happens also in the future.
Okay. We could talk about it for hours. It was really interesting. Thanks for all your efforts, and thanks for the insights. Brilliant. Thanks, René.